YouTube, what's going on? BD Wolfgang 1980 here, aka Bezell, the man that's seen the place to be in the QCNC. Well, good evening to you all. It is welcome to your WWE Extreme Rules 2015 post show. Let's get down to it here. To start the review off here, no Daniel Bryan tonight. That means there was no Intercontinental title match as well. But in the kickoff, we got a treat anyways. In the kickoff match, we got Bad News Barrett, who was supposed to face Daniel Bryan, versus Neville. Good match. Neville's a star waiting to happen. Lots of good back and forth here. Neville kicks out of the wasteland and the winds of change. He ducks the bullhammer and then delivers the red arrow for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Neville wins. Great little startup match. From there, we get a great video package, as WWE is known for on their pay-per-views, showing for tonight's build-up. From there, we start the show off with the Chicago Street Fight. Luke Harper versus Dean Ambrose. They brawl. We get some good street fight action here. They brawl their way to the back. They end up brawling into a car as Luke Harper drives off. So the match just kind of ends off as they take it to the streets of Chicago, literally. From there, we get a backstage segment. Let's see here. Yes, we get a backstage segment with Triple H, Kane, Rollins. The crowd wasn't feeling it. I couldn't even really hear what they were saying. They were getting loud, boring chants. So from there, they went to more action. It's time for the Kiss Me Arse match between Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus. Good physical match here. Sheamus in control most of the match, but after several pin attempts, Ziggler hits a small package out of nowhere for a 1, 2, 3. Dolph Ziggler, it's kissing time. But Sheamus refuses. Excuse me, Sheamus is kissing time, but Sheamus refuses several times. He finally gets down on his knees, and he's getting ready to do it, but he low blows Ziggler, and then Bro kicks him, then takes Ziggler, knocked out Ziggler's head and rubs it against his own arse, therefore making him kiss it. It was funny, but the only problem with the match was it took too long, in my opinion, as far as the ending segment. They teased the whole, I'm not going to do it, a little bit too long. Just get down to it. You could have low blowed them like a minute before all this. But either way, entertaining match, good brawling match. It's good to see Sheamus back, even with the new crazy look. From there, it's tag team title time. The New Day, who was just catching heat before the show even started, they were catching heat on the pre-show, as a matter of fact, versus the champions Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. Entertaining match here. The crowd all over the New Day, totally behind the champs. Big E, one of the spots and notes was Big E speared Tyson through the ropes all the way onto the outside of the ring. The crowd chants "Holy Bleep." The finish was Kofi rolling up a distracted Cesaro for a 1, 2, 3. We got new champions, the New Day, and they're rocking obviously this kind of heel attitude. Maybe they could be a new star for them. Let's see what happens. From there, we get a backstage promo segment with the New Day celebrating their victory. A car drives up out of nowhere, and it is Luke Harper comes flying out of the door. Ambrose jumps out. They brawl their way back to the ring. Now we're going to continue that street fight. They fill the ring in with chairs. We get ECW chants. Harper powerbombs Dean on a chair for a 2 count. Harper covers Dean with chairs and then climbs to the top rope. Ambrose jumps up, launches him onto the chairs. We get a Dirty D's for your 1, 2, 3. Dean Ambrose wins the Chicago Street Fight. And let's see, from there it's U.S. title time. The Russian chain match for the U.S. Championship. Rusev with Lana versus John Cena, the champion. When Rusev first comes out, he gets a huge pop. Obviously, that kind of stopped once he's waving the Russian flag and things of that nature. But obviously, they were showing that the whole anyone but Cena is relevant tonight. Let's go. Let's go. Cena chants from the beginning. Cena sucks. You know, all right from the start. It's already mixed in. Rusev takes control after a tug of war with a chain. Lots of kicks to the ribs. Those snapping Muay Thai kicks. Cena fights back, but Rusev uses the chain effectively. Cena does drag Rusev shoulder first into the ring post, but Rusev gets control again with a spinning heel kick. Later we get let's see. Later we get some "We Want Lana" chants. Then Lana stands up on the apron and waves to the crowd. Rusev angrily sends her to the back. Then we get an STF from Cena. Cena touches 3 corners, but he cannot get to the 4th. Rusev puts on the accolade, but Cena powers up with Rusev on the shoulders, ramming him into two corners. Rusev realizes what happened because those two corner touches counted for Rusev's favor. He realized what happened and hurries to the third, but is cut off by the time he reaches the fourth. The finish was both men touched three corners together. Now they look at each other, and they're both ready to rush to the fourth. But while they rush to the fourth, Cena puts Rusev into the AA, drops him, touches the fourth corner. The winner is John Cena. He retains the U.S. title. Not a bad match, better than I thought it would be. Kind of reminded me of some of those four-corner matches from back in the day, but, you know, it's hard to beat some of that action from back in the day. But let's continue. It was a decent match. From there, we get Roman Reigns cutting a promo backstage with Renee Young. He says he will definitely be the last man standing. All right, it is Divas title time here. We got a Divas title match. Naomi versus Nikki Bella, the champion. Surprisingly, it was a really good match here. The women put on a show. A nice tie-up from the beginning, nice spots, drop kick, moves outside, a couple of pinfall attempts. I mean, it was really decent. Definitely was really easy on the eyes as well. Both women were looking really good tonight. Let's see. Your finish came after Brie Bella kicks Naomi in the head while the referee was distracted. Nikki hits the rack attack. You get a 1, 2, 3. Nikki retains. Good match, though. I wish I'd have wrote down more, but I was kind of taking a little break thinking the Divas match was just going to be a throwaway. But no, it was fun. Really good. From there, we cut backstage. Rusev is back there yelling at Lana. He's speaking in Russian. Then from there, she goes and knocks on the authorities' office and then goes into the room. What's happening with that? All righty. For me, this was the low point of the night. It started kind of with a little, I was being hopeful, so I actually wrote down the action, but as it drug on, I couldn't wait for this match to be over. But this is the last man standing match. Big Show versus Roman Reigns. Nothing we haven't seen here, and I do mean nothing we haven't seen here. I really tried to give it a chance, but let's give you some of the action and let you see what you think. This was more of a brawl than a match. Reigns gets a table. Big Show breaks it in half with an axe handle smash, showing his power. Reigns hits Big Show with a chair, then DDTs Big Show onto a chair, but he gets up at the count of 7. Roman gets another 2 tables. From there, he eats a KO punch from the Big Show. He sets up the table and calls for the choke slam, but Reigns counters with a Samoan drop through the table. Nice little spot. But he is on his feet by 8 and rolling outside. Yes, he literally rolled outside at the count of 8 to land on his feet, which is very smart by the veteran Big Show. Later, Reigns gets a choke slam through 2 tables, gets up at 9. Hello, come on now. We got Superman out here. Match is a little bit way too long for me at this point. I'm waiting for the end. Because you got to bear in mind, folks, we're sitting here waiting through these 10 counts. That slows down the match itself. They're teasing who's going to get up, who's not going to get up. It just went a little long at this point. I was getting tired of writing on it. After a spear through the announcer table, Reigns flips the other. Excuse me. Let me set up the finish properly here. They're outside the ring. Big Show is up on the table, the Spanish announcer's table. Roman Reigns spears him. He crashes through the table. From there, Reigns picks up the English announcer's table, flips it over onto Big Show. Big Show is kind of pinned down. The referee starts to count. He makes it to 10. Roman Reigns is your winner. All right, thank you. That's over. Nothing to see here. It has some decent spots in it, but nothing you haven't seen. Big Show went crashing through the railing. You know, they went through the table. I mean, nothing we haven't seen with Big Show and Reigns on Raw, for that matter. All righty. We're cut backstage. Orton and Kane are backstage. Orton says Kane is being used by the authority to keep Rollins safe. He says, I know who you are, Kane, even if you've forgotten. And he walks off. From there, Bo Dallas comes out. He gets some crowd heat by dissing the Chicago crowd. Ryback's music interrupts him. He comes to the ring, added some punches from Bo, who was trying to look very aggressive here tonight. He eats a meat hook clothesline and a shell shock. This lasted about 2-3 minutes, and it put a smile on my face. So therefore, I counted it as being more entertaining than the previous match. But let's continue. From there, Rusev and Byron Saxton are backstage with Lana. Lana says at Payback, it will be an I Quit match. Rusev versus Cena for the U.S. title. Rusev says that Americans are lazy, and he can't wait to make John Cena quit and win the belt back. All right, here we go. And this one was fun, as it should have been, and I'm sure you were expecting it to be. It's time for your world title match. We have Kane as the special gatekeeper, Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins, the champion. This will be a steel cage match, and the RKO will be banned. All right, let's get down to it. Right from the bell, Seth Rollins tries to run up and climb out of the cage, but Orton cuts him off, and Orton from there brings the beat down. Punches, kicks, headbutts, whipping Seth into the corner violently, and then a catapult from Orton. But Seth, on the end of the catapult, grabs the cage. Really nice spot there. Tries to climb out, but from there, Orton grabs him. Rollins does take control. He actually starts to pummel Orton for a good little while. Minutes go by. Trash talking ensues, even a little bit of showboating and peacocking. But from there, Orton makes him pay. Punches, more headbutts, some clotheslines. Seth tries to climb out again, but Orton follows. They fight on the side of the cage, so Orton is knocked off. From there, he eats a knee from Rollins off of the side of the cage. Rollins climbs up again. Orton follows. They fight on the top of the cage this time. They work their way down. Orton power slams Rollins off of the top rope for a 2 count. We get a super kick from Rollins for a 2 count as well. Rollins climbs up and makes it over, but Orton grabs him by the hair, superplexes him off of the top of the cage. Awesome spot here, guys. Definitely want to check this match out. From there, J&J Security comes out. They tell Kane it's time, you know what to do, but Kane chases him away from the door. We get a DDT from Orton, which drops Rollins. He signals for the RKO, but instead he does the pedigree, but we only get a 2 count. He sets up the punt and misses. Rollins tells Kane to open the door, and he starts to crawl, but Orton gets him with a backbreaker. He tries to escape, and Kane shuts the door on Orton's face. From there, Kane gets hit back with the door because the door gets pushed in his face. An angry Kane gets back up as Orton and Rollins are trying to climb or walk through the door. He slams the door in both of their faces. He begins to take off his suit coat. He's ready to start fighting. He gets into the ring. He's actually looks like he's ready to attack, but J&J Security get in his face and say, "Hey, what are you doing? Do the right thing." And we get a double choke slam for J&J Security. He's ready to choke slam Rollins. He's teasing it, but instead he grabs Orton. He choke slams him. Then he goes over to Rollins. Rollins tries to escape, and boom, a choke slam for Rollins. But instead of just leaving, Kane rolls Rollins on top of Orton. But Orton does make the kick out. Thank goodness. I did not want to see it end this way. Kane goes for a tombstone on Orton. Orton reverses. Boom, out of nowhere, the RKO is delivered to Kane, not to Rollins. But then Rollins RKOs Orton and then escapes through the door. The winner, still champion, Seth Rollins. Now, this is where we get a little dicey. Even the commentators are a little confused. I thought the RKO was banned. But if it's banned across the board, then it is a little confusing because like I just said, Orton delivered it to Kane, but obviously Kane wasn't a legal competitor in the ring, but he was, billed on the card as the doorman, so he is a part of the match. I don't know, but then we see Rollins, turn right around and RKO Orton, so it's a little confusing. The announcers were selling the fact that the RKO should have been completely banned. Rollins should be the winner. Of course, JBL, being the heel that he is, was saying that, hey, no, the stipulation was Randy Orton couldn't use it on Rollins. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow night. I'm definitely interested. Hopefully you are as well. It was a good show. Nothing crazy here, but it was definitely entertaining. I enjoyed my Sunday night evening entertainment. But what did you think? Did you see it? Are you going to check it out? Please do. It was definitely worth your trouble. Only skippable moment for me was definitely the Big Show Reigns match. Definitely brought down the pace, which is probably why they sent Bo Dallas and Ryback outwards after the match. But other than that, it was a good show. I enjoyed it. The standouts, definitely the main event. The women's match was definitely a shocker. Ziggler, Sheamus, we got some good stuff there. Now, as far as if you watched our preview and predictions video, all of my predictions were correct except for the Sheamus. I didn't expect Sheamus to legally lose the match, but at the end, I was still right about Dolph Ziggler having to kiss his arse. So we did pretty good on our predictions on that one. I want to give a quick shout out to Daniel Bryan. Hope you get healthy, my friend. We want to see you back, but definitely take your time, get nice and healthy, come back and do your thing. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. I definitely enjoyed watching the show and giving you the video. Please like the video. Stick around. We got lots of Lucha Underground. This is your #1 stop for Lucha Underground reviews. We do NXT on a regular basis. A little bit of everything. We do some gaming videos, a little bit of cooking. So if you're new to the channel, stick around. All my loyal subs, thank you for your support. But be good to one another. Try to get you some rest tonight. Enjoy your week. It's time to hit the grind again, my friends. But let's see what happens tomorrow night. Maybe I'll check it out and do a review. I usually don't do Raw reviews, but we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll do one this week just to kind of set the tone this week. But have a good evening. It's your buddy Bezell. Be good to one another. Be good to yourself. Be true to yourself. And I will see you later. Y'all have a good night. Bezell out, my friends. Peace.